the President of the United States. But there's a lot of uncertainty now over whether this transition will be well managed, and that does have a very real, very specific cost. Look, the last time we had a crisis anywhere near this big, 2008, 2009, the Bush administration, to their credit, worked with the incoming Obama-Biden administration on things like rescuing the auto industry, figuring out what to do about the financial system, because they knew that you couldn't just take a break and hope that nothing terrible would happen in those few weeks when the system was blinking red and the house was on fire. It's the same thing right now. And so, look, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, not known for being a Democrat-friendly organization. This is not about politics for them. What they're saying is the economic cost of the obstruction, of the failure to cooperate, is real, even though it has no bearing on the simple fact that Joe Biden is going to be our president in a matter of weeks.
So again, none of this matters as it relates to the president's ego or Joe Biden's feelings. We've talked about how it impacts.
None of this matters as it relates to the president's ego or Joe Biden's
overseas. How big of a concern is it that several weeks in, Biden still isn't getting intelligence briefings? Why does that matter to our military?
Well, it's a huge concern because you need to be able to prepare for the threat streams that the country faces. The intelligence community and the military, with no regard for politics, is out there doing the work of making sure day by day that the president is briefed on everything that we're going to face. Some of these things you need some advanced planning on, not to mention the fact that, as the president-elect is forming his worldview of how he's going to engage with countries and organizations in the world.
All right, so we have about under 2 minutes before the bell rings. Market right now, it is red across the board, Nasdaq, S&P, and the Dow Jones. So today we are looking at W being on our forefront, being in our first our very first stock on our screen that we're looking at. This is our fourth day with the small account challenge. Alright, so we're looking at W, cost, and CMG, Chipotle. Let's see how it goes. I like where Wayfair is. Wayfair is right in between the support and the average on the deviation lines. Cost is at support on the deviation lines, and so is Chipotle. So I'm liking this right now. These are all nice, good movers. They move nice. So I'm kind of hoping that our lines give us a good entry, so we can get in.
The great thing about a court of law,
all right, 10 seconds left to the bell rings.
Other media spaces where the president has thrived. In a court of law, you got to actually bring evidence, and they don't have any. And so,
I got the news in the background, so as always, I need that news. All right, so we are now open.
In the long run, for the record, it is adding to.
All right, so W actually opened a little too high for me.
So even though these lawsuits should not be filed, they are.
Cost is selling off, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over. I'm liking cost as it sells off, and then we'll just do one of these things. All right. So I'm liking that it's selling off.
You see the way that he in his capacity as the president's lawyer is showing up in court, and all but.
So right now it is at oversold. See if it continues.
Basic answers to basic questions. The cost is enormous, and so is the fact that we could be paying attention to other things. I don't think it's distracting the president-elect one bit. But it is costing the campaign, the party, and an awful lot of very talented lawyers, an awful lot of time.
A tremendous waste of resources. Mayor Pete, I once foolishly said that you had a very big brain, but maybe not such a big personality. I was wrong. In the last few months, you've proven to be one of the most important allies to President-elect Biden, certainly on the campaign trail. I know you don't want to answer this question, but give me something. As he is putting together his White House team, his cabinet, your name has been thrown out there. Where would you like to be? And don't.
So it looks like this is the level of support right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I take. I'm gonna start in right here. As we can see, it has already approached yesterday. It's already surpassed yesterday's low from over here. So I'm gonna jump in on here. I can see my lines are about to cross, so I'm gonna go ahead and get in. I'm gonna wait for this candle to finish dropping if it continues to drop.
Had a very happy Thanksgiving. Coming up next, the weekly jobs numbers are out as the coronavirus continues to wreak.
All right, let's see. We're on a 2-minute, 1-day chart. Okay, so this is 2 minutes. W looks like it's starting to make its way back up, although it is still a little too high for me. CMG is at support on the deviation lines. Looks like it's going to continue to go down real quick, as it did have a little mini jump. But the spread on CMG is way high, man. It's like almost it's like $18 spread to get in there. We're gonna switch CMG since it's a little too expensive. I mean, not expensive, but the spread is just too much. Let's go with OSTK. Ooh, OSTK, man, this thing just took off. Nice, very nice. All right. OSTK, wow, that's going to come down pretty hard. So that could be a good one to watch as it starts to go down, if it goes down. As remember, stocks go in waves. Twilio looks like it's starting to go up from resistance, and Costco looks like it's getting ready. I'm getting ready to get in here. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to get in here soon. My pink line is right up here. My SCO down here is crossing. We went above the average on the RSI and then back down. So let's see. So we're in a 2-minute chart. So this will be 4 minutes in. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna go ahead and go here. Let's see.
With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove cleans effectively, cares beautifully.
Alright, so as my lines get closer, I'm gonna wait for that. Twilio, real nice. Opened at the average and then just went up, man. A lot of these stocks are opening up high and maintaining that swing high, man. W looks like it's about to take off too. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. How's Roku doing? Let's see how Roku's doing. Roku, man, look at that, man. From resistance to way overbought, now it's starting to sell off. All right, Costco. On our level 2, it looks like the support and resistance is at 381, 382. So that's where it's bouncing back off of. We do have the equal amount of buyers on both sides, on the bid and the ask. On the bid, the highest this thing looks like it wants to fly up is $1. I'm sorry, on the ask. All right, so as our lines get closer to fruition on cost, being locked in on cost alone, keeping an eye on the other, everything else is opening up pretty high. So I'm liking costs that they open up a little towards support, and looks like we're gonna get in. Let's see if we get in here.
And they're uncomfortable to roll on. I found a premium alternative, a glass chair.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get in right there, guys. All right, so we're at 382.61. I'm anticipating the run. I'm gonna tell you why I'm anticipating the run, even though my lines are nowhere in play, because we found the level of support right here. So remember, this is a 2-minute chart. So if we're looking at it as a 1-minute chart, if you were to look at it, that's a strong level of support right there. All right, I could be wrong. I mean, but we'll see. So small count challenge. We have 4 shares. We were able to buy 4 shares with the amount of capital that we have with the small count challenge. So let's see if we can ride this up. So if we're looking at yesterday's run, as you can see yesterday, okay, look what it did yesterday. It did almost the same thing. It went to oversold, okay, it had that little wave down, okay, and then it rode up. I mean, it went from 382 to 388. I mean, that's just awesome. So it's in the same area, in the same channel between this green oversold on the deviation lines and the average, or support, I should say. This is where it's at right here. So let me break out a pen.
742,000 Americans applied for unemployment last week. It is a number we may have gotten used to, but we shouldn't. It's also a number that could go up as states enact.
So this is my level of support that I'm hoping that it's going to maintain, and then just boom, shot up. Our lines did cross here. Our pink line was nowhere in play at the moment, but because I feel that this is a strong level of support, I feel that it's going to I'm trying to anticipate the run. So right now I'm only down about $1.64 from the entry it came in. So 382.17 is what my level of support that I believe is going to be a strong one. Even though it's breaking it now, it doesn't mean that it's going to continue to go down. If it does, it's fine. We'll ride the wave out. You know, we'll ride that wave out. It just makes it that much sweeter that when it starts to go up, and if you look at it, it's doing almost the exact same thing. Look, from yesterday. It bounced off this and just, woof, look at that nice run from yesterday. All right, as you can see here right now. Okay, I mean, look, goes down, it's on a downward channel. All right.
I think we've
I'm sorry, look. Let me,
I'm going to try one more time. Betsy, can you hear me?
Look at this. So it went up like this, down, up. Look at this. Down, up, down. Okay. So literally, it's like almost the same thing.
We're going to talk teachers. They're having to find new ways to do their very difficult jobs from home.
All right. So small account challenge. Support is now our green oversold line right there. That is now the new level of support. We have no recent news on Costco. I'm liking Costco because of the news that broke out yesterday. How they're saying that the unemployment is going to end the day after Christmas. Now, Costco did amazing during the pandemic, beginning of the pandemic. So I'm hoping it's gonna do this thing here. I'm hoping that's what it's gonna do. Right now we're in nice. So our pink line right now is looking like it's coming into play as we normally would have got in on that pink line there. But because this was such a strong level of support for me, I was anticipating that bounce off it. It's okay. So now it's found a new level of support. So normally it finds one level of support and then a second level of support, then that should normally be the support line right there. So I'm anticipating that this is going to bounce off this right here, as it did. As you can see here, it touched the green line twice. As it goes up, then it goes down, and then it touched it like 2-3 times right here, and then it just went up from there. All right, so it looks like it just wants to keep going down for some. It's all right.
When your car's check engine light comes on, that could spell
we have W that is selling off. We have Roku starting to really take off. Let's see what else here. I was also looking at Skyworks, and Skyworks looks like it's starting to make a bounce up real nice. Okay. So we are currently now down $9. $9 with the small account challenges. This seems like it wants to keep going. So I'm gonna hold on to this for a little minute. We're gonna go ahead and see.
That's our show today. But don't drive another
what
second
happens to
without
it.
protection from Car Shield.
I'm looking at the scanner right now, at the oversold scanner.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice.
All right, so as this starts to curl back up, as you can see, so this is definitely going to curl back up, no doubt in my mind. Let's go ahead and see where UVXY is. See how UVXY is doing. This is our Fear Fund stock. So it looks like it's stuck at the support. So it did sell off. So let's see how the SPY is doing. How is the SPY?
Support from your phone when you can do it from a machine that jams.
I just emailed my wife's social security number to the entire company instead of HR, so please come back.
How hard is your business software working for you? With
All right, so same thing. Okay, so the markets are still red right now, but not by much. Not by much. So let's get back to our costs and see how we're doing. All right. Sorry, it looks like it's gonna crawl up.
Irresistibly smooth chocolate. Tip of the world.
If you're using the strategy, then you just definitely wait for the strategy. Wait for your lines to come into play. You don't do what I did, where I try to anticipate from the level of support. If you don't know strong levels of support and resistance, that's okay. You can learn it as you go. Definitely use your lines. As you can see here, our skull on the bottom is starting to cross. Down here, it's like they're going to cross as our pink line comes into play for this candle right here, this green candle here. So hopefully that will happen, and we'll see a nice little run. So it looks like it's exactly almost the same thing as yesterday. If we take a look here, look at this. Look at that, you know? I mean, look, side by side, man. Look at that, you know? I mean, it's almost the exact same thing, almost. So, as far as selling this, I'm looking to sell this probably around here, around our resistance on the deviation lines. This is where I'm looking to sell it right here. But then again, you know, we have to see where our.
Let's talk about that, because is there some sort of
I mean, I'm not 100% positive it's going to do this exact same thing. Although it can, it's very possible it can. As Skyworks goes to oversold and then crosses support, now it's crossing the average, and it's having a hard time breaking that level of resistance with the average right now, the yellow average and the support lines. So, and CMG, wow, the spread on CMG is just too high, man. I mean, you're already down $20 by the time when you jump in on this thing. I like it, but I mean, look at that. So if you wanted to get on this right now, the stock is at 1,288. Your buying would be 1,294. So you're looking like at a $8 spread right there, my man. That's not good. I mean, if you can afford to get in already down $8, and hopefully this thing goes up $8, but it seems that it does that. You know, like, take a look. I want you to take a look at this. We're going to be with Costco for a little minute. These big boy stocks, these large cap stocks, they move slow. All right. So I'm comfortable with where I got in. I'm going to show you where I got in. My flag for some reason disappeared. 82.61. So right here. I'm going to color that orange so that way you can see. And you know what? Let's do pink so we can see it.
Are you concerned that this is going to be a permanent?
That's where I got in right there, guys. Right? That's where I got in. So we're looking good. But I want you to see CMG, okay? So it's like a $6, $8 spread right now. But if you look at this run, like, look, from the low here at 1262 to the high of 1287. I mean, that's an insane run. You know what I'm saying? But you're already down. You are literally down like $6, $8 before you get in the mother, you know. So All right, so it looks like Costco is starting to make a time to turn for us, which is good. So we're liking that. We're liking that. Now this is where you get in, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you get in using the strategy on this candle right here. Remember, you're gonna miss some of the run. You're never gonna catch all of the run. It's not what I was trying to do when I got in. I got in based off a strong level of support. It's at support on the deviation line, so it's a double factor for me. That it's already at support according to our deviation lines, and the 382.17 was another level of support, so it just kept holding it right there, which I liked. But no, it went down like an extra from where I got in. It went down to about $1 and change. So, but this is where you get in right here. If you're using the strategy, so our lines cross right here, okay, and our pink line is going through that candle right there. Our pink line and our blue line have a small little gap right there, okay. So this is nice right here. So our candles on the way up, hopefully it starts to make that little swing up like that, like it did here. This is what we're anticipating. This is what we're hoping right here, like this. Hopefully it does that. So as we get in here, your candles are going to break and go through the pink and blue candles for at least a good 2-3 bars, at least. Okay. So you just have to ride that little mini bumpy road as it does that, because we want to exit when it breaks our pink or blue lines as it goes up. But when you start to get in, it's not going to always be picture perfect. The second you get in, that your lines are going to start gapping away from the candlesticks. So since we know it doesn't do that, it's by those little bumps, and hold for a little bit. Stocks are they move slow. They move real slow. All right, so we're at 381.65. So I'm literally just cents away from when I bought it. No, a dollar. Yeah, about 80 cents away from where I bought it at. So it's so I'm down $1 from the price point I got in at. So CMG, wow, I didn't realize the spread on that one was so high, man. But okay, we're good. Let's see, Costco is it's starting to curl for us, starting to go back up, which is real nice. So we like that. Right. So I look at 3 stocks max. I may switch back or switch go down my list and see where some stocks may be. My watch list. As some of the 3 that I chose don't go to where I would like to get in. But it's rare to do that, to be honest with you. Like my entire watch list, with the exception of, let's see, Baba, which Baba is, I love Baba, but it just seems like it's going to keep going down with that horrible news. And, Baba is like the Amazon of China. I mean, they're like huge out there, super huge. So there's no doubt in my mind Baba's going to make a nice swing back up. I mean, right now, let's take a look at Baba real quick as our stock cost, our pick for the day, starts to go up. I want you to take a look at Baba. Look at this sell-off at 252, and like, look, I want you to see this real quick. Okay, look at this little sell-off right here. So it sells off right there, and then it makes a little swing up here. So at 252. Look, 254. It's $3. $3. I mean, look at that. I mean, we got kind of a doji, a small bar, and then a doji for sure. But
You're succeeding, as are your
look at that,
students.
dude. I mean, yeah, but you know, I mean, and then it went up here. So look, it went from 252, and then near the end of the market, it closed. It went up like, you know, $5. So this is why I love these large cap stocks, man. Let's see how our stock is doing. Costs. Let's see, cost. Let's go to the current. Ooh, all right. There's the flag. All right, guys. So it looks like it's almost doing the same thing as it did yesterday. I'm hoping it's going to do exactly that, where we get in here, we sell it maybe about $4 or $5 up.
And succeeding, and most importantly, feel safe.
So I'm still liking the position I got in. I got in because it was already at support in the deviation lines. It had a strong level of support at 382.87.
Appreciate your time.
It went down $1 more from where I got in, which is fine. It happens. So, you know, you have normally from what I noticed, there's if the first level of support breaks and then the second level of support maintains as it did here, as you can see here, this would have been the second level or the third. So it's like 3 strikes you're out type of thing, if you would think about it. So we have 1, 2, 3 candles holding support, then we have 1, 2 holding support, that breaks, and then we have right here, literally at the deviation lines, this green line being oversold support. So 1, 2, 3, boom. And this is why it's so important that you just wait for your lines to come into fruition. If you do that, if you wait for your line, like right here, your line crossed right here, and your pink line is going under through the candle, you can just ride that wave. Now look at our yellow 21, our 21 moving average. Look how it's coming closer to the candlestick. Look at that. That's beautiful, man. That's really beautiful. I love it. This is picture perfect. As you can see right now, our lines are starting to gap away from the candlesticks. This is what you want, because if you want to use your lines as an exit, you know, remember, as it breaks your pink or blue, whatever, or you can just sell it at a channel, at a line. I'm looking for this to go to 385. I'm not 100% sure it's going to do exactly what it did yesterday, because yesterday it surpassed it. Maybe I'm looking to sell it maybe around here. But as I'm looking at the stock, I'm not going to set a trigger yet. Now it starts to sell back down, like this is like a small little run. Then I'll set a trigger, but I'm looking at it right now. The stocks tend to move a little slower than the normal cheaper stocks because the float is so high. So
we're seeing that second wave.
Oh, so we just had some recent news breakout about 3 minutes ago. 15% rise on Costco sales. Wow, that's awesome. You know, I mean, as we hopefully that little catalyst right there. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up for you so you can see.
Like 40 remains in our cooler system to like 120, and I need more space right now.
It has been forced to
Alright, let's take a look at that. So, Niners International Corp shares went up 50% to 2.2 Thursday after the company said it is expanding its sales actually at Costco Wholesale Corp with both in-store and online special events and to promote the Niners Smart Pet product line. Wow, dogness! Going with the cost! Going with the cost, baby! Alright. This is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. This is beautiful. Let's look at this run. So this little catalyst looks like, I'm going to look at that stock though, that company. You know what, let me write this down. I'm liking that sympathy stock, so let's see.
People who don't want to miss out on their next family
Dogness.
to watch that segment again. Because what you really don't want is your next family event to be a funeral. Cal, thank you so much.
Dogness Corp stock.
Thank you. And thank you at home for watching. This has been a very, very busy hour. I'm Stephanie Rule. My friend and colleague Howard Jackson picks up.
All right, guys. Right now we are up 20 cents from where Actually, yeah, about 80 cents from where we bought at. You can see here our let me give her this real quick.
2 hours of charging, 520 miles of driving. I like that.
So let's erase this. As you can see here, our lines are gapping away. Our yellow line came into fruition. So I'm looking to sell probably around here. No, that was a horrible line. Yeah. So you know what? Let me use my trend line. So I'm looking to sell right here at 384. So I'm gonna go ahead and set a trigger for 384. It could go without me. It could keep going. So I'm looking at 384. 384.61. That's what I'm gonna do. 384.61. Give me a good even $2 up. All right. So 384.61. 384.61. Where are you? Where are you, buddy? There you go. Right here. So I'm gonna set a trigger right there. I'm hoping that it'll reach that. Right now we went from red to green. If we would have waited for our lines to come into play, as it did right here, let me draw that for you real quick. So our lines came into play on this candle right here, on this green candle right here, and they crossed right there. This is where they crossed, and then boom. Now it's starting to curl back up. So hopefully this will curl. I'm going to ride this wave out. I really am. I'm just going to ride the wave out. So I've lowered my sell trigger instead of at the resistance. I've lowered it about $1 under that. All right. So I got my trigger ready to go. I can only just walk away right now. I feel comfortable. I do believe that this is not a little mini bump, a little mini wave. I think it's the beginning wave of the upswing for this stock. So Costco is a good company. They have online sales, and their retail and walk-in stores are also very great.
I love that I finally found a brand I can belong to.
I love the quality of your product.
I love your size range. I love your real diverse model.
All right, so looks like the Bears won that candle as the indecision was
So we set out to create a better home selling.
was a battle. I mean, look at that long wick right there. Look at that long wick, man. It's like the Bears. So right now, where I bought it is currently the new support. So see if we can keep that level of support where I originally bought in. Let's see if we can. This thing can go up. All right, let's see. I'm gonna hold strong on this stock. I really am. I'm gonna ride it out till it till it reaches my sell trigger. Now these stocks that I play, Wayfair, Cost, CMG is a new stock that I added to the list because of the upswing, but I didn't realize the spread. Like right now it's a $4 spread, so it's not that bad. So it's okay. The spread's okay. It's not bad. But I added it because these stocks move more than $1 for me. I mean, for anybody in general. But the reason I like them, apart from them moving $3, so let's say you get a little turn like I did. I got an early base off support and resistance, so it didn't hold that level as I thought it would. My lines were nowhere in play. I normally use my strategy with my lines, and if I did that on this one, I could have gotten lower, and then ride that wave. I would still sell. I still sell at this this level here, but it's at $2. It'd be a $3 run for me. because these things move $3 on average. I mean, on average. So me wanting to sell it from where it went down to this low 380 and to sell it at 384 as a $4 gain from the low, it's not that far. These stocks move more than $3 on average. I mean, if you take a look at yesterday's sell-off from this point, from this, literally from this point, right? So from the wick, let's say the wick at 381. Look at the next three candles. It goes to 384. A $3 run, $3 and change run right there, you know. And then as it sold off a little bit more, and then look at that. Look at that beautiful wave up. I mean, from the low of this at 381 to 388. $7, guys. So, and then look, another sell off here, and then a little mini wave from this wave here. If you look at the wave, look from this sell off at 385 and to this high candle right here, 387. You know, $2, guys. So, you know what?
And then yielding an exponential spread of the virus at this hospital. The ICU is full here, so the ICUs at several other hospitals here in Des Moines. And we spoke with a doctor here who is frustrated that more people haven't adhered to public safety guidelines, public health guidelines in the last few months. Take a listen to her message.
I think it's
All right, so we're still green. Not by much. We are still green.
And it really does
so,
as if
guys, stick to your guns, man. Stick to your guns. Let's see. Right now, I mean, we're up from the low it was at. So, and we're doing higher lows and higher highs, which is fantastic. So you can see that it went to the average. So, you know what, man? If this is struggling to go from past that average line right there, I might sell it at that for just $1 and change gain, because it looks like that's the level of resistance. I mean, it didn't have trouble on the first trip around. It did struggle with the support from yesterday, and then it used the average as resistance, and then it had trouble breaking through that resistance level right here. After the first break. So broke, look at that. It tapped it, went down, tapped here, went up, tapped it, went down, tapped it, went down, tapped it, went down, and then it just gave up near the close of the market. So yes, you know what? I'm thinking. So right now I'm about $1 up. So let's see. You know what? I'm just gonna eyeball it. So we'll go ahead and see. Hello. What price is this? 21 moving average. 384.
They want to institute a new testing policy where parents and kids are getting tested.
384, 21, and then right here, this is just 383.76. All right. So we are green right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are green. We are green about $5, $4 or $5 up. So let's see. So you know what? I'm gonna sell it to 21 at the 200 moving average. So hopefully you can get to that point, which I'm thinking it's going to. I'm hoping it's going to.
Actually be shutting down. Not necessarily schools are going to be protesting in front of City Hall a little bit later today, and many of them are. I
needed to pass this average. Look, right. So it tapped it once, twice. This is the third time it's going to tap it. So if it breaks this line, then we're good to go on up. So right now the average, the yellow average, is currently it's our resistance. It's having a hard time breaking that yellow average. As you can see, it attempted here, it attempted it there, it came close here, and we're on our third attempt right now. So as it breaks it, let's see if it can maintain it going up, folks. Let's see.
And Yasmin, those are some of the biggest cities around the country. You teed us up for Garrett on Capitol Hill. Garrett, COVID relief seems to be, frankly, a total non-starter at this point, but Washington is not immune to the number of rising cases, specifically where you are on the Hill.
So if you're on a 1 minute chart, guys, your chart's going to look a little bit different than mine. By a minute, literally, by just a minute. All right, so as we're approaching the 7:06. So the next minute, hopefully the candle will start opening here. I'm hoping. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. So as you see, look, it attempted it. So if it can break through it, this candle can break through this candle can break this line. I'm gonna sell it there, guys. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my money and run because it's just that's just a strong level of resistance for me. So hey, look, there we go, baby, there we go. Come on, go for daddy. Let's do it. Oh, you see how it's having that hard time? Look at that long wick. You know what? I'm just going to put a trigger right here at 384.18. 384.18. Where'd it go? Alright, so there we go. I got my sell trigger there. So let's see if it reaches it. Come on. Come on. Break that level of the average, man. Break it. You know you want to. Come on. You know you want to. It might go without me after this, guys, but you know I'm being conservative. I'm okay with the small gains. Remember, Monday base hit, Tuesday base hit, Wednesday base hit, Thursday base hit, Friday you go home. That's your home run. Build up your capital, ladies and gentlemen. Build it up little by little. And then you can in turn buy more shares. You know, I mean, it's going to take a little bit longer to get to where you want to be, and that's fine. But you know what? You have a job. Let's say you have a job. You know, you're working. So this is just extra money for you to play with at the time being. For the time being, you know, build up your capital, and then once you build up your capital, you can buy more shares of. I'm gonna flatten this, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and flatten it. It's having a hard time breaking that level right here. So this is our level of resistance. As it starts to go back down, I'm gonna go ahead and flatten this. Let's see real quick. So when I say flat, oh no, here we go. Come on, man, go up. You know you want to go up. I mean, come on, you're already above the yellow average right here. You know, this is now your support. Use it as support and bounce. As I talk to the stock like it's gonna listen to anything I say, man. Okay, so when I say flatten, guys, I mean I already have a sell trigger ready to go. So I can't sell it because of that sell trigger there. I can't just hit the sell button. I have to hit flatten. So it'll remove that sell trigger and just close my position. Come on. So as you can see, this is the level of resistance. It's having a hard time breaking that. So now this is the fourth attempt. Let's count them, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth attempt. So so it's gonna go down. I don't know how far down it's gonna go. I'm gonna hold on to it. Fuck it. It's so close to wanting to break it. And when I mean break it, like it broke it, yes. Technically, it broke it. But when I mean break it, I mean like run through it, and you know, gap away from that support or resistance.
Well, it's tough, and you know, based on your previous correspondence, you just gave the reports.
All right, so come on, the bulls look like they're fighting back, man. They just need to knock the bears out right now on this candle so it can go up. So let's see if it turns up, man. I'm hoping for the best on this one. So I'm gonna just go ahead and lower my trigger. I'm gonna sell at 383.96. So let's get out of that. So 393.96. As I see that it's having a hard time breaking that level of resistance. Continues to be a challenge here in South Dakota to manage through this. So if you were getting in with your strategy, you obviously got it a little bit lower than I did. So you would have gotten on this candle, and it's approaching your blue. You could just sell right there. If you would have gotten here, let's just say around here at 381, you could have sold it right here at 383. So about a dollar and change, $2 and change up. So again, guys, I'm the reason I'm selling it is because it's having a hard time breaking this level of the yellow line here, this average. So I'm basically selling it at the point where it tried to run away with it. The top of this candle here, this doji, the topping tail right here. So it looks like it wants to turn, so it might do that. How far down will it go? I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to go back down to its original level of resistance. As you can see here, it breaks through, and then it taps it, and then breaks through, comes back down to it, goes up. So I'm thinking that this is where it's as far as it'll go down if it starts support. So let's see what it does.
Elected officials to local leaders like myself, and so our mask mandate, for instance, goes into effect and will enforce masks in all retail businesses, but there's no penalty to it. Meaning, you have the people who are totally against mandates, and we say, listen, then don't abide. There's no penalty. You have the people who don't feel that's far enough. They're on this side.
Alright, so it looks like it's going to break it. I'm going to maintain the trade. I don't think it'll go any lower than where it's at, than this 382.17.
So if this is one thing I can do, I'm going to do it. So that's the approach I guess we're taking in Sioux Falls right now for the next several weeks.
Do you blame the president for some of that mixed messaging, sir? I wonder, you talked about elected officials having a responsibility
Alright, so
consistent message out. We've heard that largely from public health officials, less so, frankly, from the White House.
I have, quite honestly, been a little frustrated with the message from the top.
So at 7:06 is when this thing took off yesterday. At 7:06.
Consistency in that messaging, it's left us even at the local.
We are currently now at 7:12.
All taking different approaches. We have kind of patchwork legislation that we're passing, so it does put a lot of pressure on us as local leaders to try and do the right thing.
So this is yesterday.
Mayor Paul Tenhaken, I really appreciate that.
So let's see if I'm right. So I don't think it's going to go any further than 382. I think it'll go from there and bounce up as it reaches its level. Let's see what happens.
Team has their hands tied behind their backs. Plus, looking ahead to a news conference in just a couple hours from the president's legal team, as our sources tell us when exactly they think his legal fight will end, and what even some allies think about its prospects. Spoiler, it's not good, but it is heated, especially in Wisconsin, with drama at a marathon emergency hearing overnight ahead of a partial recount set to start there soon. We're live on the ground with why one board member will not water what she calls a plant of baloney. Next.
We're all finding ways to keep moving, and at Fidelity you'll get planning and advice to help you prepare for the future without sacrificing what's most important to you today. Because with Fidelity, you can feel confident that the only direction you're moving is forward.
Vicks Vapor Patch, easy to wear.
Alright, now it's starting to curl back up.
For her, for you.
So it looks like it used that level of support.
Trusted, soothing.
Well, actually, it's using the entry. My entry. Alright, small account challenge. $1,700. We started with this account. This is the fourth day, I believe. And we are trading large cap stocks. Large cap stocks with a small account. So you can see I bought 4 shares of Costco. I got in thinking that there was a strong level of support and it was going to bounce up as a nice price action in the first candle, and I was anticipating a bounce from there. That bounce didn't happen. I found 2 more levels of support as it broke this level, it broke this level, and then started a new level, and as it started to climb back up. So right now it is bouncing off of this support line at 382.61. So that's the new support. Alright, so you can see this is higher highs and higher lows, you know, so this is that wave. Look at the wave. Remember this wave here from yesterday? Look at this. Boom. You know, I mean, this was a tidal wave right here. It's a huge wave, but we'll see, guys. Let's see. We reach our level. So I am selling a break above the average on the deviation lines. Reason being, it's having a hard time breaking that. It tapped it, 4 times already. On the first candle, right here, and then look, 1, 2, 3, and then it just came down and found its new home of support right here at the entry price that I got in, and now it's approaching our 21 currently. So let's see if it doesn't break it on this one. I do have it a little bit lower on the top of that candle right here, that doji, that topping tail right there. So the reason I have it there is because after 5 attempts to break the average line, it's having a hard time breaking it. So if I don't want to stay in this trade for the entire day and keep watching it, I'm already in a little bit longer than I like to be honest with you. But we'll see. So we've already been about 48 minutes. We're in the market right now. We've been holding the stock for about 40 minutes already. Alright, so like I mentioned, it broke support here, it found new support, it broke it, and it found a new support right here. So then this would be the new level of resistance, and this being the new level of support as it broke resistance. So it's capable of doing that, guys. But it looks like it's breaking more support than it is resistance. So
The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell, weeknights at 10 on MSNBC.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. So if this was a 1 minute candle, this would already be 8 candles. All right. So 8 candles, as each one of these candles is 2 minutes. So we have 4 candles holding this level of support. So at 382.61, 382.61.
6 hours about rules for the recount and about President Trump's unsubstantiated, baseless claims of fraud in their count.
And it's breaking it.
I think that's absurd. I think it's factually bizarre. And excuse me, what I think we ought not be doing is watering that plant of baloney. This is ridiculous. All you and me keep talking about.
All right, come on, guys.
Democrats are going to do something nasty so that these honest, hardworking Republicans aren't going to be able to see what's going on. And I'm tired of that.
Yeah, me too.
Wisconsin is just one of many legal fights for the president's team. My colleagues and I are reporting this morning he's expected to keep.
Come on, pop up. Let's do the pop. You know you can do it. You know you want to do it. Alright, so let me do this. I'm going to zoom this out. So, how is W? Let's take a look at W. Actually, Chipotle, man, nice little run. Wow. This thing was using the 200 moving average as its level of support. It broke that tapped it 3 times, and then went from 1286 to 1305. Wow, nice run, man. Nice run. How's W doing?
That partial recount is set to begin, I think, in just a day from now. But boy,
that's nice. Take a look at W. Look at that. You see, as it broke support right here, found in its new home. So this would be the level of support right here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And try to break that. It didn't. 5, 6. 6 times it tapped that level of support, and then it just took off. You see the bounce? That's a strong level of support. But then also, look at that. Our line told us to get in right here. So see how that beautifully just played out right there? Support, strong level of support. Our line said to get in. That's nice.
It took about 6 hours to get.
Very nice. All right. So W is looking nice. CMG's look like it's taking a run, which is real nice. And Costco looks like it's finally found some wings. See how far they go back up. So we have a strong level of support, right? So we have about 5 candles here that's holding this level of support right here. So let's see if it does what I'm thinking and hoping it does.
We just saw on the other side of the building several moving trucks come up. They're going to be moving balloting material. Those votes that were taken from Election Day, they're